LB.
I don't know if Bevan and Space will, but I tell you what, I can promise you if Steel and Bevan end up in a match together, there's no doubt they aren't going to handshake that. I just have a feeling, man. But looks like we do see Bevan in the corner here. His same little set of fashion. Space in the corner as well. His same
Full
set of
Lionels.
fashion.
Well, almost full Lionels. Prelate, and then the Lionels chest and hat. You know, the EU hats are out in force, ladies and gents. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Allez.
And here's our beam in, our match underway. Space taking 2 quick steps and getting in the face to try to punish a Boyle prawn there, but Bevan hasn't taken a single one of those this whole match. Just immediately in his face, forcing the roll. Goes for the pressure, goes for the catch. Jump R1's going to connect. 284 from Bevan there. Really well played here. You're going to see these fan daggers from the side of Space just trying to get back here. The poke's going to come through. You see a little bit of madness going up there. 275 goes to the vortex there as the side of Space trying to pressure Bevan here. Bevan with the spacing against it, but the jump R1's going to land. 968 from the side of Space. Bevan trying to get in here. The poke's going to land. 406 goes for the vortex and able to land that, and now Space immediately back in his face and trying to reset this one. Bevan trying to push forward here. The jumps coming out from both sides. Pure neutral here, trying to find the pressure. JL1 delays it a little bit too long. The L1's going to catch, though. 440, the roll catch not quite going to land, though. Again, these Vikes just so incredibly short, trying to find the pressure. Working back in it is the side of Bevan, and Space not giving it to him. Holding the ground in the middle of this king hill to hill, if you will. The jump R1's going to land. That's going to be a little bit of Phantom Madness, but there's going to be 406. Is the crouch up from the side of Bevan going for the poke there. There's the Madness proc. 937, 859. That's going to be Space taking the first set of our best of 5.
That was a very, very dominant thing. And, you know, Bevan not quite able to get the pressure that he wanted and force back. And, you know, that can make a huge difference, LB. You know, when you have that degree of pressure on you, you want to take the initiative. But if you don't get it, what then? There was the jump attack that really was the defining feature, I feel, of this fight. We'll probably see it. Well, I think it's actually past that point. Really nice double tap there. Manages to get some really, really high madness on Space, and that's going to make a world of difference. Doesn't manage to get the damage. Trades off the potential damage just for that higher status build-up and that jump. I feel that was a bit of a free in there. Didn't quite work out for him. Manages to clip him there. 440. Just such an unfortunate turn of events there for Bevan. He's very low. He's his little bit of regen there, but it just does not make enough of a difference as he's forced back. You know, Space just played it really, really well. Came in there, forcing the roll there. Maybe wanted to go for a crouch L1 himself, but reconsidered a jump R1 to try and build up the madness. 406. He must have been so close to a madness proc. I feel that one was on a knife's edge as to how it was going to go, and that's going to be the thing that puts him away there. That madness proc, trying to keep up that aggression. Maybe, you know, if I was to speculate for a moment, you know, hindsight is of course 2020. Had Bevan kept up the pressure there and maybe tried to go for the status proc, would have been a huge turnaround. That could have been the defining moment of the match there, him not keeping up the pressure after that.
Yeah, and a big thing worth mentioning here is Space has Bevan's pattern pretty much downloaded here. You can see Bevan's going for these vortexes, and Space is just free and clear of them every single time. So Bevan needs to change something with how he's playing his vortex game, or we're going to see kind of the same thing happening here. But we have Space with a 1-0 lead over Bevan on the left. And
ladies and gentlemen, both our contestants are in on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Allez. And out
here
comes
we
the
are
bolt.
underway. Both policies. Oh, I can't even speak right now. Both flasks coming through here, and immediate pressure from Space. And Bevan gonna have to run back here and try to reset this to a bit of a neutral. Ooh, but a good trade comes out there. 550 to 614. Space, Bevan pretty much even in terms of health. The jump R1 trying to find the neutral here. We do see a bolus coming out from Space. Ooh.
That's the first bolus there. I think the handshake is over. There's no more messing around here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see both of our players here grabbing center, forcing Bevan back. Bevan, a very different player, as he's hit for 440, 880. Bevan's going to have to play it much more carefully than this. We're not seeing that very aggressive play we've seen in the first one. That madness must also be very, very high here. We see the L1 come out, manages to go for a trade, but Bevan is at such a life disadvantage here. It might not matter. Goes to the Bolus managing
to get it off, but a great counter on the jump there. 550. Space is just running this one. He's not worried at all. The L1 coming out there from Bevan, trying to find the pressure. Good L1 to land. 406, trying to leaving this one back. Going for the madness here, but unable to land it. The good counter aggression comes out from Space here, and he finds it again. 220 in total, and again the vortex is gonna land. And that is the difference. Right there. Every time Bevan lands a hit, Space gets away. At every time Space lands one, he gets at least one more.
Yeah, and that's the difference. You spoke at the very beginning, LB, about Spaceman just that little bit more comfortable at last, and that's the defining difference here. I don't know, is it who he has sparring partners with Hylat? Is it just that he plays more of the game, he understands the interaction, or maybe it's just more intuitive to him? I'm not entirely sure. But what can be said for certain here is that we're not watching the same Bevan we saw in those early rounds here. He is playing so much more cautiously. He's lost his impetus to aggress because every time he does, he just gets slapped away. I'm not sure if it's on read or maybe Space just has him downloaded. I think is honest to goodness the difference that we're seeing here. But Bevan goes for that ballast. He is so lucky he didn't eat the entire jumping L1 there on the side of Space, and
And
he's got to be
a lot
hit
of
for
people
enough.
use the terminology when they're talking about latency, like, oh, dude, you can bolus for free. And obviously it's not for free, but this is what they're talking about, right? Bevan can just run away and eat a bolus, and Space being able to react to it, he just doesn't simply have the lat to punish it on reaction. It has to
Ooh.
be a read. You have to know they're going to go for it. So that's what we talk. You know, that's what the people talk about how easy it is to bolus on lat. And that's what they're referring to is interactions like that where Bevan can just go through and eat it. But great counter aggression comes through from Space, and here it is. Waits for it, finds the roll catch, doesn't do a double poke. Bevan predicts that and instead waits for the second roll and finds the roll catch. So just pure confidence and also just really, really good comfort from Space there. He's in his groove. He's not shaking.
Yep.
He's not second guessing himself. He knows, okay, Bevan's gonna double roll this. He's not gonna push me. He's not gonna neutral jump me. He's just gonna double roll it, so I can just crouch at him and take the win, right?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate here that Bevan's in a really bad position. If there's ever a point where nerves are going to be thinking, we do see what seems to be the lanterns come out. Spooky season. Maybe they're pumpkin shaped. Who knows what's going on
Right,
here?
gotta get
But
the
we
night
do.
lights out.
Yeah, exactly. But, ladies and gentlemen, both of our opponents are in and ready. LBU, you look vaguely put together and ready. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. LA.
Here is the beam in. We do see, again, those 3 quick steps from Space, and now he's going to go for a punish with the pot instead, but the Fan Dagger's going to trade out first, and good counter aggression again. Bevan walking right into that, the backstep. That's an unfortunate cute input there, but Bevan does finally read the Vortex and get away from the third hit there. Space now trying to find the pressure forward. The L1 comes through 440. Good double there, but great read from Bevan, knowing that he's going to go for that double at that time. Finds the first poke, and now he's waiting for it, and there's the second. No. Bevan finally mixing up the Vortexes here, finds 2 hits, resetting to a bit of a neutral, but Space at a bit of an advantage in overall health. The jump R1 not quite connecting from the side of either one of these players, resetting to a bit of a neutral here, jumping back and forth. We do see a bolus coming out from Space, and there's the punish from Bevan. He had the read, he knew it was coming. Oh, the neutral jump, and the L1 from Bevan. 458 is the damage, and trying to keep the pressure forward here. Space, he ate the bolus, but his madness bar is getting high here, and then there's another catch. There's the tier pop, 406 in total, and now the pressure comes through the neutral jump. Able to guide away from it is the side of Space. Space needs to flip this one back around, but Bevan looking for a reverse sweep here, but not before Space has something to say about it. 354 is the jump R1 in the corner is the side of Bevan. The running L1 from the side of Space here. You see these nerves setting in, and oh, the counter pressure there, going for the roll catch. There it is. His Space get away from this. He's able to. Bevan rolling away. He's going to be finding himself in the back corner, raiding out with the jump R1. An empty jump there, resetting to the neutral, the JR1 from the side of Space, and Bevan able to get away from it and actually eats a bolus. Space on the back foot now in terms of the overall madness bar. The running L1, not exactly what Bevan wanted. The counter pressure coming through, finding the roll catch, not quite. Space with the jump R1, and that's going to land with a 3-0 sweep over Bevan.
Space taking a very dominant lead all the way through that set. That was truly incredible. I wouldn't have expected that. That's I was gonna say that's mad, but that's really crazy, really crazy, LB. Because if you had put me up here, if I was looking at the bracket here, I would have said maybe Siri's gonna come through in that first half of the bracket, and then maybe it's gonna be Siri versus Bevan, and my money would have been on Siri in that one. I would not have expected Space to take a 2-0 against Siri, and I certainly wouldn't have expected to see Space take a win, a 3-0 against Bevan. Space is a force to be reckoned with, and he may very well pull through the entire tournament if he's playing this well. This is really solid stuff on his side. Really good stuff.
And worth noting here, the rest of the matches that we're going to see in terms of our top part of our bracket is going to be region locked EU. So we are going to see Space fighting either Yuzu or Steel. They're all going to have really good lat to one another, and this is going to be really interesting. So you're going to see Phantom procs, but not nearly as many. You're going to see more roll catches. You're going to see more vortexes, and Bevan did finally mix up his vortex timing here and did a really good job of it, but I think nerves just were a little bit too much there in space. Again, he has a few instances here. He throws out an L1. He does this kind of bad reads. He gets caught. And after he has that little bit, he loses about 1,000 health. He kind of calms down. And he just kind of was like, hey, I'm playing in a tournament. I need to not be making these mistakes. And he immediately, you can see the switch flip.
Yeah.
He manages to, get the bolus, get everything set up. He gets punished for it, but then just immediately flips it right back. And there's a really good jump R1 from neutral there. And I believe that is actually the exact same way that he kills Bevan at the end of this as well. So there's that running L1. You can see his nerves are starting to get the best of him.
Yeah.
He's starting to miss these inputs, but he immediately gets his composure, punishes the pressure of Bevan, waits for it, finds the roll catch, goes for the double, but Bevan knows that, able to get away this time. And just a really, really good, cooling off, keeping his composure from the side of space. And I think that's the decision. That's the defining matter in this matchup.
Well, space, he's number one. He's used to fighting on this lat LB. Number two, he has an awful lot of tournament experiences in his first rodeo. He's done incredibly well in these last few sets. That counts for something. The team who's won a bunch, sometimes they have a lot to lose, but at least they're comfortable. They know what they're doing. That's half the battle. Bevan here, I feel he has something to prove here, and unfortunately, that nerve, that pressure that he has on him, is definitely causing some serious issues, because he is not the same Bevan we've seen in round one, taking such a dominant lead, very aggressive. Be it the reads, he's reading wrong. Maybe he's much more hesitant than he would like to be. I can't be certain, but we do have both. The EU greeting is back at it again here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see them.
Absolutely. I just realized something. I think Yuzu's actually cosplaying you as well, with like the red hair and everything.
LB, we're gonna have to have a chat after this round. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, LB. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we do have Steve of Sky, our fan of aviation, in the far corner. And Yuzu in the near. Ladies and gents, on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Alec.
Here is our beam-in, our match underway. Flasks traded out from each one of these players here. Bronze traded out from each one of these players. Scraps traded out from each one of these players. And the fan daggers too, so they both have the exact same idea. They read the same manual on how to play. The jumping L1 delayed coming out there from the side of Yuzu. Good counter pressure. He knows Steel's going to go for that roll catch. Steel does find it. Good neutral jump, but Steel's not one to fall for those. 404 damage is going to land there. And Yuzu on a bit of a back foot here. Steel with the empty jump here. Goes for the R1 delayed. Yuzu trying to trade it out with a running attack of his own. And resetting to a bit of a neutral. A nice little dance comes through here. Good pressure from the side of Yuzu, but great read comes out from Steel. He gets away from the poke there. Great read comes out from Yuzu. Gets away from the poke. The neutral jump coming in now for the punish coming out from the side of Yuzu. Steel able to punish that out himself, though goes for the vortex, now waiting for the roll catch. He is able to find the neutral, to find it 476, and the anti-air there were 1153, and now he's going to go for the crouch with the wake up. So Yuzu able to get away, but Yuzu's got to be careful. He's one phantom hit away from a madness proc. Good running attack actually lands from the side of Steel there, and those running attacks are to build up a lot of madness, and you can get a really good chunk of that, but oh no, he's going to kill without madness here. 502 is the damage on the crouch attack. Going for the running R1 now is going to be the side of Solovsky. Yuzu needs to find a way to pull this one back. He's at a 2,200 to 190 health deficit here. He needs a big match coming through. Good jump! One more of those, and he's pretty darn even in terms of health here as he's trying to reset this. A great neutral jump comes out from Yuzu and just takes away 1,000 of Steel's health here. Steel trying to find a way to get around this as well, and Yuzu just kind of dancing back and forth. Interestingly enough, Yuzu is on no health, but he's holding the center of the map here. Steel realistically can just walk at him in pressure, but he waits for that neutral jump to come through. There it is again. The crouch R1 comes out, but unable to land it, and there's going to be the second one's going to land for 191 damage. Steel taking the first set in a 1-0.
Steel is playing exceptionally well here so far, and if he keeps this up, if he keeps that confidence up, and he's able to stay being keeping that aggression, keeping his ability to stay on top of his opponent, tanked 1,000 damage. We're not going to see a flawless this time. I feel both of these players are very, very close in terms of skill, but that was a very dominant first round. We'll have to see how Yuzu's going to adapt. Like, looking at it here, Steel is trying to find his way in. He's respecting Yuzu an awful lot more than we've seen him in the previous round, and you can see why, because that jump attack lands for 1,080 damage. That's definitely going to shock in. Yuzu's still in the fight. He just needs to, he pretty much needs to land an R1 and then another jump attack, and that's whatever life advantage Steel has here is just gone in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, he's not able to find it. Steel is waiting for that aggression. Yuzu put in a position he's not really enjoying. He's not able to play off of anything Steel has given him. But when you're that low, I can very much understand it as Steel goes for that. We see the jump here. Steel beautifully reaction rolls it, goes for the pressure, and then follows that up then again with another crouch R1. And that mix-up on the crouch R1 is something I feel separates the PSGS, the Power Stance Great Spears, from the Uggs of old.
And that's one
It's the
thing
mix-up.
that Yuzu had a really good idea to pull this one back with a tier skip, but he throws those neutral jumps out, and he throws the like the neutral jump out of hit stun out, and he cues the attack just a little bit too much here. So interesting how it kind of plays out there. We do see a little bit of conversation.
There
So,
we
hey,
go.
Can you get the lantern out, please? There we go. And we're good to go there. So we do have both of our contestants in. Stielovsky with a 1-0 in favor of Yuzu on the right. And
Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Allez. Out goes the bolt there, ladies and gents. We are going to see the physic here from both players, and we are going to see the prawn as well from both players again, trying to max out. And we are going to see the scraps. It's a bit of a repeat from last time, LB, you know, full ditto, as we are going to see the jump attack.
Repeat here.
Yeah, as we are going to see the fan daggers matching each other here. You know, a little bit of damage here. Small little bits of poise damage, not that it's going to make much of a difference. Yuzu managed to be hit 408 damage, forced back there, not quite able to land the vortex. The jump L1 comes out of the side of Steel, not able to do it. We are going to see the goblin stepping here, Outer Rat trying to bait each other in. 370 damage, 740. Yuzu finds the moment to get the aggression here, however he delays too much. 816 forced to the back foot. The madness proc, the jump L1 comes out, almost tier skips him. Almost tier skips him, however it's not going to matter.
Yuzu had a really large deficit here, throws out the jumping R1 there, and the good neutral jump, but again, Steel is just too reactive to walk into these and keep getting hit by it, and there's the roll catch, and Steel, he might not even be in the third place match.
No Bronzovsky today?
We might see Goldzowski today.
With the way that he's playing so far, LB, it would not shock me if Steel is able to take it all the way. And, you know, we've gone a little bit mad here. You know, maybe it's rubbing off on the contestants a little bit because I can't believe what I'm seeing. But seriously, though, Steel is just playing so well. He's finding those opportunities to get damage in. True, he was clipped a couple of times in the early game there. That definitely, you know, that messed up running attack there, I think, really caught him off guard. As we are going to see Yuzu try and get that. The Vikes are so short compared to everything else.
Looks like Yuzu, he goes for the crouch cancel poke there, which actually I do think is the correct play because Steel is kind of playing a little more slower and reactive. But unfortunately, he just doesn't get the L1 out soon enough. And again, Steel playing so reactive, he just quickly gets that pressure out, gets the damage in, and it's just set from there. And from that point forward, it's just a Yuzu trying to live. Yeah,
and Yuzu's put in a really bad spot here where, you know, he's kind of been put in a coin flip constantly. You know, if I press, am I going to be counter pressured? And you know, we've seen it here, you know, he goes for the press, and I can't blame him for doing it. He has one opportunity to get out, but Steel is right in on top. Immediate, deftly pre-spaces. I can't tell if that was on reaction or prediction. If that was a prediction, it was, you know, this, you know, Steel must have a crystal ball in beside him. We may have to look at that on the judging side because that was unreal. But really, really solid stuff. And it seems we have both of our contestants in here. They are signaling they are ready. They're rearing to go. Keep them warm, LB. Are you ready?
I'm all set.
On a 3 and a 2 and a 1, LA.
Here is the beam in. We do see the flasks traded out, the prawns traded out, and I'm guessing the leftovers as well. Actually, no, Yuzu not going for it this time. Maybe that's the difference, right? Maybe that's the difference that we're seeing here. Yuzu throwing some beams, 33, 75 is the damage. Interestingly enough, is Steel's going for the place break with daggers and trying to chain that into a jump attack. So it's not a bad idea, but it's really interesting to say the least how it's going to play. Ooh, good delay, though. Steel finally gets caught from that. The neutral jump is going to land, though, for 388 against the side of Yuzu. Great spacing, comes out, reads that attack, and gets away. Good jump on R1 from the side of Yuzu. Use that a little bit of the health advantage, punishes the bolas, though. 299 is the damage there. Now looking for the attack. The rolling L1 not going to land. The crouch L1 from Steel is, and there's another one unable to actually keep the vortex, though. Yuzu needs to get a bolas here, and he's not going to be able to. The jumping R1 there, trying to find him off the edge, and there's going to be that. Oh, he misses! He misses the attack, and there's an L1. He's trying to push him off here. Goes for 424, and the vortex, the jump now coming out from the side of Yuzu, and the roll catch into madness again, and Steel 3-0 in this set.
Woo! We're not going to see a Bronzovsky. I can't believe it. History has been made, LB. for Elden Ring. This is unreal. No, seriously, so well played there on the side of Steel. Like, there's no messing around here. He is playing the best I have ever seen. He's probably playing the best in this tournament so far. His spacing is on, his reads are on, and his reactions are as sharp as ever. He is playing absolutely phenomenal. But that jump nearly could have cost him so much. You know, can you blame him for going for it, LB? I can't blame him. I'd have gone for it personally.
The angle jump to try to knock him off, I can't. And I can't believe how quickly he flips around. He misses it and just quickly flips it around and just wins the match off of that. Like, and finds another madness proc too. Like, that's so much aggression to come out, because again, these weapons, like, yes, we have the meme, like, hey, they don't build up very much in power stance, but it's like, it's on this focus, it's like about 4 L1s, 5 L1s. You need to at least phantom proc to get it to land. But here we're going to see again that poise break into the jump L1. Goes for the crouch L1 from Yuzu. Good roll comes out from Steel there. And there's just Steel's playing this neutral game really well. He's really forcing Bevan, who typically, he's an aggressive player, but he doesn't swing first a lot. And he's kind of forcing him to do that. Really good delay in that jump attack, though. That was just so well put together. And he actually only clips him with a single
Vikes.
And that's the difference that you see there. So he clips him with a single Vike, and that's why Steel's able to get that jump off, where he's able to anti-air Yuzu in those situations.
And we'll notice here on the ghost hit there in the second one, that does reset Steel's poise, so he is back to pretty much where he was. Not that it's really going to make much of a difference considering how high the poise value is here. Beautiful here, turning around that corner pressure, getting himself cornered, but Yuzu's not able to make anything out of it, unfortunately. You know, Yuzu really here had to play off of getting the read in, going for a jump L1 to try and get that high bit of burst to try and reset it, or at least take away the confidence, and here we go. Tragic, actually tragic, but it didn't really matter because he goes to he just delays that jump L1 a little bit too much, maybe tries to go for the roll catch with it, and Steel is just in his face all the way across. He knows he has the win and just puts him away. So it's going to be Yuzu put down into third place and into the
third place match.
Third place match. There we go. A little bit preemptive there on that one. Let's not discount Bevan just yet.
Yeah, this is interesting. Bevan's not getting second and Steel's not getting third. It's really just kind of a mix-up of the events here, I'd have to say. But
maybe we have gone a little bit mad, LB. Maybe that's what's going on.